And so the last one, the fifth one, is verifying against all of those requirements. Really important to make sure that people are meeting the requirements that have been set. Why? Because if there's one bad apple, one bad model, it can really have a ripple effect and cause a lot of problems for everyone else. If you have missed model content and you're trying to coordinate around it,
or if you've missed content completely and someone will be running a estimation model, cost estimation,
get some quantities and the quantities are off because so having that bad model is a real reason to make sure that you have compliance. But again, why is this a challenge? Why is verifying against those requirements sometimes a big challenge? The original requirements are unclear a lot of the time. In this example, is it a 6 or is it a 9?
Right.
We use lots of disconnected tools, and those don't make it easy for us to bring that data together and check things. And then understanding contracts and how that allocation of risk is assigned is a big, big challenge when somebody is not on the hook for something that is part of their requirements from a BIM perspective. So let's talk about a few tips on BIM compliance.
Okay. So the first thing you want to do is prepare and consolidate your requirements. So one of those things might be to organize your requirements, whether they're by team member, status, milestone, whatever that may be. You want to just grab all that information. You also want to organize your scope list. Then you want to consolidate or reference all the documents that are related to this. So whether it's a BIM execution plan and referencing other documents or submittals, specifications, you want to consolidate all of those tools or documents. And then gather any kind of notes that would be related that you guys had discussed, whether it was in pool planning sessions, BIM kickoff meetings. So consolidating all of this information and having this in one place, specifically tied to an element, can really help you begin that verification process. Then, of course, listing the requirements by the system element. So this is, again, tying it back to the scope requirements that you initially started, which could be information requirements, LOI requirements, and things like that.
And then we've got all of those requirements that we can verify against the model. So whether it's a model or whether it is a set of 2D drawings, we can review that inside whilst we've got our list of requirements and check off, verifying that those tasks have been completed. And the biggest part of this whole workflow is making sure that we get to a model or a set of content, a deliverable that is able to be shared and published. Never sharing something that has not been verified, that has not been checked. So really important that as you go through this workflow and we turn this model from shared to published, we need to make sure that it has met those requirements.
Yeah, you definitely, for someone who is providing a shared model, you definitely want to do your own gate check before you send that off. But someone that's receiving the model, this could be a very helpful tool to check BIM compliance.
So just a quick recap on the BIM compliance side, what the tips are. We say, let's consolidate all of the requirements into one place. Let's make sure that we review every single model before it's released for anybody else. Let's make sure that we can go through that QA checklist and make sure that that's consolidated so that we can make it a lot easier to review and more quick to review before we then go and share and publish that model.